Hey, what's up? This is Eric checking in. We have a lot of black walnut trees on our property, so I decided to try to process them. I've never done it before. I did about 5 rounds prior to recording this video, so I feel pretty good about the process. This is about the firmness you're looking for. You want to be able to push your finger into it, make a little dimple like that. And a pile of good ripe ones look about like this. They're not going to be too cracked, and they're not going to be dark green either. Those tend to be pretty hard. So if they're the ripeness that you're looking for, you should be able to crack them open just like this by stomping on them real good. I watched a bunch of different videos and I saw a bunch of different descriptions of how this can be done, but I found that this was the easiest, as long as they're a good ripeness. And this is this part here, at least this initial clip, is done at real speed. I didn't speed it up at all. But you see, it's a pretty fast process of getting them separated, getting the hulls separated from the shells. I tried to avoid any that were really black in the inside because it makes them a mess to clean, and also they say it does affect the flavor. So I tried to pick ones that were where the walnuts were pretty light in color, not all gunky and covered in worms. Alright, and then I put the walnuts in, separated them into 2 different buckets here, and I tried to get with the pressure washer, tried to get it to like a rolling boil, I'll say, where the nuts were moving around a lot in the water there. And then I dumped them through this plant crate thing, pressure washed them, shook them around, pressure washed them and shook them around, trying to get the ones that were at the bottom all the way to the top. And I did the same thing again. This is sped up quite a bit. I would say that each of these rounds probably I spent about 5 minutes. And I pressure washed them again, shook them. And then this round I filled up the bucket. You want to find any that are floating. Those are going to be bad, so just get rid of those. And then I believe this is my final clean here. And after that, I stuck them in the back of my pickup truck for a couple weeks, actually, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. They were baking pretty good in the sun there with the black bed liner. And there's also little ridges which allow air to get underneath. So this process was tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. Felt a little bit like Tom Hanks in Castaway learning how to crack a coconut. So instead of this is the one real effective method that I found after, I don't know, about 30 minutes of trying here. Instead of giving it a good whack and busting it open, you want to, I tapped it actually on every side of the walnut until I heard it makes a pretty distinct sound once it's starting to crack. So I just went around the whole outside and kept cracking it. And you'll find that it's very difficult to try to pry a walnut piece out of there. So instead of trying to pry it out, just crack the nut one more time. You see I was able to get some pretty big pieces doing it this way. And it really, once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. This might have been 30 minutes of work or so in this cup here. But I think now that I got the hang of it, I could probably do it a little bit faster. It's actually fairly gratifying to try to get the biggest piece you can there. And then in terms of roasting, I believe I put them in at 300 degrees for 10 minutes, and then I shook them around and then kept them in for another 10 or so. I actually kind of prefer the flavor of them before I roasted them because it really brings out the prominent walnut flavor when you roast them. So try some unroasted, and then try some roasted before you commit to roasting your whole batch. And I will leave you with this cool shot of one of the trees that these walnuts came from. It's a real pretty old tree. So yeah, if you have any questions, post them down below, and thank you for watching. We'll see you.